Oh, flip it over.
Yeah, roll it over. Look at the bottom of the trap.
Oh!
Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and welcome to a frigid Oklahoma morning. But guess what? It's a glorious, glorious day because, well, you can't really see the sky, but the skies are blue and it's not raining. I don't know what the weather's been like in your area, but lately, when I say lately, like for the last month, it seems like it's rained almost every day here. And I'll trade a little bit of cold. I'll handle a little bit of cold for the sunshine. Because I'm sick of the rain, I'm sick of the mud, the goat pen is muddy, where Big Mac has to go into the barn, it's just muddy. Really can't do any projects out in the pasture because it's muddy. I've got so many projects I wanted to get done this winter. You guys know we have a partnership with Great Plains Kubota and GP Rents, and I really have a lot of projects that I've wanted to get done. I need to get a mini excavator out here and do a couple different projects around the house. I've got a little spillway crossing that I need to redo for my pond. Just a lot of projects that just have not been able to do this winter time. But that's okay, we'll get to them when we can. I don't know if you can hear my tractor. I came out earlier and started my tractor, let it warm up a little bit, let those hydraulics warm up. The tractor's getting a little old. The hydraulics are getting a little slow. They don't like the cold as much as they used to. So we'll let it warm up a little bit. But anyways, I've got to get a couple round bales of hay put out. One for the steer and Rufus. For Big Mac, Rufus, and Isaac, we call them the Three Stooges. And then another one for all the girls. It's gonna be interesting taking the tractor in the goat pen with baby goats that are like, you know, 10 pounds. They've never seen the tractor. Gotta watch out for them. But anyways, gotta get busy with the chores this morning. Yeah, I know my hay ring's a little bit bent, but it still works. See some little butts sticking out. Excuse you. See some little heinies. Yeah. Are y'all cuddled up in there? Oh. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 babies. Let your heads down. 8 babies under that one little doghouse. I don't think there's any in this one. Nope. Nope. None there. There's a couple out roaming around this morning. Couple little babies there. And there's a couple. Well, there's actually 4, 5 over there playing. So there's a method to my madness. The reason I came out early this morning and put both of my round bales of hay out is because it is extremely muddy around here. And this morning when I got up, it was about 25 degrees or so. So that means most of the mud was frozen. Hang on, somebody wants to get some camera time. Most of the mud was frozen, and I can actually get out here with the tractor and not make such a muddy mess. Right here close to the barn, if I waited until, say, noon after it warmed up into the 40s, the tractor would just rut everything up. Bear! Not the face, buddy. Not the face, okay? I'll love on you, but stay out of my face. Deal? Deal? Okay. All right. So we got all the hay put out and didn't make such a mess. Like I said, if I'd have come out here at 3, 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon, we'd have made ruts everywhere, been sliding everywhere. It just wouldn't have been a good deal. But hey, I do have something to show you guys. I got something in the mail the other day. So a couple videos back, you guys saw Houston and I out here ear tagging the goats, and I told you all that I just bought, drop the glove. Whoop. I told you all that I bought some cheap ear tags off of Amazon that look just like this, that have the round back with no number on the back or anything. And I wasn't super impressed with them. They work great. I mean, they're just fine. They'll keep track of my goats. That's what they're intended to do. But my friend Joe from Premier One Supplies, the guy that sent us the most valuable goat tool I've ever used. If you're chasing goats around your pasture and you need to catch one, that's just an old shepherd's crook. Works great going around the neck. But this tool right here is a leg catcher to catch their back leg. Works like a charm. Joe sent us that a while, 2 years ago probably. And we've got several types of fencing from Premier One Supplies. They're the makers of the electric poultry netting and the deer fence that we have around our garden and the pig fence that we put up around our deer feeder to keep the wild hogs out, which I'm really excited about something in the near future to do with that pig fence, if you catch my drift. Anyways, Joe emailed me. He saw that video and he emailed me and said, can I please send you some of our ear tags, because they're a lot better than the ones you bought on Amazon, basically. That was maybe not his exact words, but that was the drift. So Joe hooked us up. He called and said, hey, can you send me a picture of your farm logo, of your YouTube logo, and we'll send you some ear tags. Well guys, they're numbered just like we need on one side, but check this out. I'm pretty pumped about this. Can you see that? Arms Family Homestead. So when we send goats off to someone else's farm, unless they decide to cut my ear tags out, they'll always be tagged with our farm name on there. And I know for certain that Dutch, I think, is going to get 5 or maybe 6 little doe kids from us. So Dutch, look what you get to look forward to. All of your goats are going to have my name on them. But anyways, Joe hooked us up from Premier One Supplies. So if you've got livestock and you keep records and stuff like that, or need to ear tag them, Premier One makes a much nicer, much higher quality ear tag than the cheap $10 Amazon ones. I wasn't picky, but I wasn't going to turn it down when Joe said, hey, I think you'll like ours a lot better. And we haven't put any on the animals yet. So my plan is to take those cheap ones out. I'll just take a pair of wire cutters and cut that old one out. It won't hurt the goat anymore. We'll just put an ear tag right back in the same one, and they'll have the same number, and then they'll have our logo on their ear. How stinking cool is that? So if you're interested in something like that, go check out Premier One Supplies. Lots of cool stuff. The shepherd's hook, shepherd's crook, the sheep and goat fencing, the deer fencing, the poultry netting. They've got all kinds of stuff. If you're on a small farm and you need supplies for chickens, ducks, goats, sheep, cows, whatever it is, they've got a full list of small hobby farm supplies. I told you guys that it's been raining almost every day lately, and one of the problems that causes for us is our driveway has a creek that runs across. You guys have seen tons of videos of the creek. So when it rains, it floods, right? And the creek comes up, and we've got this awesome bridge that we built a couple years ago. So what we have to do is plan ahead before the rains come and move vehicles to that side of the creek so we can get out, because we live on this side. Now, as you can imagine, being in law enforcement, I can't exactly call work and say, hey, boss, can't come to work today, the creek's up. They don't like that much. So we just watch the forecast and move vehicles across the creek ahead of time. Well, then what happens when we move all the vehicles over here? The creek goes down, and then vehicles come back to the house, except the ones that people left on that side because they took the buggy over here, or they brought one vehicle to come over here and get in the other after the creek's gone down. Well, then in steps dear old dad. I've walked from the house, since I'm the only one home today. I'm gonna come over here and get the rest of the vehicles. We got the Kubota Sidekick stranded over here, and my wife's Suburban stranded over here, and just got to take them back to the house. So here I am, walking to the creek to get a vehicle, drive it back.
Hours later.
Hey, guess who I found? Look at here. It's Machete Man.
Yep.
You found anything to do with that machete yet?
Not yet.
You just carry it around with you everywhere, huh?
Try to cut something.
I've got something to show you guys and Houston. He hasn't seen this yet. So the other day, well, you guys know we've been setting out traps, catching raccoons and all that stuff. And Houston wanted to put his live traps out down by the creek the other day. So we did. And I went down and checked his traps a couple days ago. Today it's cleared out, but it's been raining and nasty. I went down and checked his traps while he was at school one day, and something happened down there. I haven't shown him because it's been nasty weather. You got to see this though. This is crazy.
Is it really bad?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Trust me.
Listen, I'm scared. I don't know what it is. Let's go, baby.
Hey.
What?
I wish you'd clean that windshield for me. It's kind of dirty.
Yeah. What?
So that's not the one I was talking about. That one's just empty. But that's one of our live traps. We didn't catch anything there.
So how did it shut off?
So let's go look at the other one, okay? Hey. I got a dare for you.
What?
I dare you to go jump in the creek.
Oh no.
Why not?
Because it's too cold.
Too cold.
I'm gonna close my eyes. Tell me which way to go.
Oh my gosh. No, don't close your eyes. Just walk.
No. So what happened?
Oh, look, there goes a duck.
Okay, so what happened here?
All right. So here's the trap. Let me give you the scoop here. Does it look like there's anything wrong with it?
No.
Look at it closer.
Is there something in it?
Well, it looks like there's been something in the trap for sure, right? You can see where it's been dug out all around it. I mean, the trap was, I moved it just a little bit. It was sitting like this when I found it, or when I came and checked it. You can see something dug out all the way around it. There's mud all in it. Look at the pan in there. You see that?
Did it break?
Well, do you see how it's flipped up all the way?
Yeah.
It's all bent up, and the lever here that trips it is all jacked up, okay? So that tells me there was something in that trap, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's what I want you to do. Flip it over and let's look at the bottom of the trap. Flip it over.
Oh, flip it over.
Yeah, roll it over. Look at the bottom of the trap.
Oh!
Look. I have no idea. What in the world? Let me try to knock some of the mud off so you guys can see this. So, the bottom of the trap is fairly heavy gauge wire. It's really stout. I mean, I can't break it. Something absolutely ripped the bottom of this trap completely out. I mean, the door is latched closed. We caught something in this trap. And overnight, before we could come check it the next morning, something destroyed it, Houston. You look sad.
Yeah.
How do you look so sad?
I'm not sad, I'm mad.
You're mad? What in the world do you think could have ripped apart your trap?
Well, I would probably say a coyote, because a coyote could fit in this.
It'd be awful tight squeeze for a coyote.
Yeah, but they can probably cut this.
See, I'm thinking maybe a bobcat.
Yeah.
So my guess is here. Now guys, you let us know in the comment section down below. My guess is maybe a bobcat. I mean, I'll show you again. You can see something large ripped the wire completely out of this thing.
It could have been
the door's still closed.
It could have been a raccoon.
Do you think a raccoon's strong enough?
Well, maybe. Maybe it could have been a strong raccoon.
That's a good point.
Species.
Why didn't I ever think of that? I thought, there's no way this could be a raccoon. Houston's thought is, well, maybe it was a strong raccoon. So, my guess, here's my guess. Since this was right next to the creek right here, I really don't think a raccoon's big enough, strong enough to rip that apart.
Wait,
I get it if it was a light gauge, light duty wire, or if they pulled apart where wires were clamped together, but this was actually the welded portion of the wire.
Dad.
Hang on. So my second guess is either, to me, I'm thinking bobcat, possibly, or since it was right next to the creek, what if it was an
otter?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Wonder if it was an otter.
Beaver.
Well, I don't think a beaver could have got turned around in that small cage, but I think an otter could have turned around in there, and I think an otter could have been big enough and strong enough to break the wire. What do you think? Possibly?
Yeah.
No corn over here, Houston. All the corn's gone. So we have yet to catch any pigs in this Jaeger Pro hog trap, and I think it's just because the pigs have not been in the area at all. I've come over here multiple times and put out corn. Look out, Liam, look out. Put corn out on the ground inside the trap. Hey.
What?
Quit swinging that big knife like that, buddy. You're scaring me. No, sir. Don't be swinging it like this over your head and stuff.
Okay.
I don't want to go to the hospital. Anyways, so I put corn out on the ground a couple times, and we're gonna come and check this trail camera and just see what all's been eating the corn. I just really don't think the pigs have been in the area. We've got 1,000 pictures, so let's see what we got. And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and walk over and check the trail camera on the deer feeder. I did turn it back on, so it's been throwing corn out on the ground. I don't know where the hogs have gone. There's not any fresh sign of them out in this field. You can see where they rooted it up in the past, but over the last several weeks since we put the trap out, the hogs have not come back. Well, I've got one more trail camera that I want to check over here by this food plot. It's next to that brush pile, but it looks like, so apparently my battery went dead while I was talking, but I don't know where you guys left off, but there's a trail camera over there, and I want to check this one more camera because obviously the pigs have not completely left the area, and now it's rained at least once since this was torn up. But you can see the pigs have started rooting up my little food plot a little bit. You can see several places out in here where they've kind of just rooted around a little bit. Not a lot. It's fairly fresh, but you know, it's been raining almost every day lately. I know they haven't completely left the area. Hopefully this trail camera will tell us what was here. My guess is it's just one big male boar hog that's traveling by himself with as little damage as there is in that field. It's pretty common in our area. You'll have these big groups of pigs come through, but every once in a while we'll get one of those big rogue males that's just by himself. He's been run off by probably one or two other big males, and they're just really destructive on their own.
Feel how warm that is.
Huh?
Feel how warm that is.
Why is it warm?
It's warm.
Why is it warm?
I don't know, because it's hot.
Probably from the sun, right?
That's what I was trying to say.
Well, there you have it. As you can see, the last trail camera card that we pulled, obviously the batteries went dead on that. We had about 5 pictures of a deer and it was dark and could barely see it. And then the other 2 at the feeder, that we did have a group of pigs come in, so we do know that they're still in the area. They're still close by and hanging out. But how weird is it that they come to the feeder right there, and then maybe 100 yards away where the trap is, we had 0 pigs on camera. None. They never came over there. It's so weird how finicky they are. Really, Bella? Don't lick me on the face. But it is good to see that we've got some really nice up and coming bucks. There looks like we're going to have a really good crop of nice bucks next year, because next year I think this guy's going to get his first chance to do a little deer hunting of his own. And he's going to have a lot of good looking bucks to choose from, it looks like. What do you think? Yeah? Alright, so guys, be sure to let us know in the comment section down below what you think happened to Houston's trap today. Something completely destroyed that thing.
Probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, because that's when it's going to be posted.
But when they're watching it, it's today. For them.
Not today for them.
It will be today for them. They're watching this today.
Not right now.
But for them, it's right now. Are you guys watching this right now, or are you watching this yesterday? Because see, oh, thanks, Bella. She got me. All right, Houston, let's just wrap this video up since you're all confused.
So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.